Hello, everyone. We're going to be going live here. All right. We got Brandon here as well. He's over on the Discord talking to me, so he'll be calling out some questions that you guys ask or pointing out things you guys say so I can keep track of everything while we're working on everything. So let us know if you guys can hear us. If you guys
You
have any
sound
questions.
fine.
Oh, shucks.
That sounds good. Okay, good.
Hey, you should be getting that board here. I think it's in 2 days. So got it sent out today. But anywho'sville.
Did you get more set up? I know you.
Yeah, we got a bunch on the way.
Okay, you got some. You set up another order.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people have been asking about them, so we got a bunch more ordered. Surprising how many we went through the first batch. So, but anyways, so the last place we left off. Let's kind of go over everything because we didn't really have. It was a bad day. The day we streamed last time just because it was around the holiday. So let's kind of reorient ourselves with where we are. So we designed the U to start with here. We got our crossbar, our extruder set up, the way we're going to be mounting our hot end, our idler setups. This is all kind of, right now we're kind of just fitting all the ugly pieces together so we can kind of clean everything up and make things into like sub assemblies and um, so that when we release this, we can release it in sub assemblies and a full assembly so that you can kind of make the changes you want with this. But today we are going to mainly. Why would you flip like that? Around the world, around. Okay. So today we're going to mainly work on the bed platform and the way we're going to be doing our kinematics for our bed. So, like we talked about before, we are using an MK52 style bed. LDO makes them for us. They made them for the Voron switch wires. I'm not sure if they actually make them for Prusa. I'd be surprised if they were. But it is the same bed style. It is based off of that. It's got the bed magnets embedded and everything like that. So that you can use all your Prusa MK3, MK4 flex plates, right? So we're gonna use that. If you go off of what like Prusa uses, they use what's called like what everybody kind of knows as the dead frog. Um, and the main reason why they do that is because of weight, right? So they have this same mounting structure here of 9 points, 9 M3 bolts. I believe they're M3s. Yeah, they're a countersunk bolt. But anyways, they have them go down to a plate that's all like cut out, right? So it's really only these mounting points that are where this plate is. And they have a bunch of it cut out, mainly because you on those you have a flying Y. So you're moving that weight around a lot. So their biggest thing is let's make it as light as possible. So you're not swinging around so much extra weight. And I know with the MK4 they recently turned this um the frog uh into an injection mold, an aluminum injection mold, same as they do for their upright frame. So it's got a cavity out of the back to lighten it up, which is nice. But we don't have to worry about that because all we're doing is we're dropping our Z. We're not slinging it back and forth. So we can make this a little bit beefier so that we can kind of keep our bed from warping too much or anything like that with heat. Yes, these are PCBs, but yes, you'll still sometimes get a warp in them. So we're going to start with a quarter-inch plate. Why are we going quarter-inch? Because well, it's 6.35. It's something that you can readily get at a place like send cut, send, or osh cut. So you can easily get this lasered out. Make it however you want. If you want to lighten it up, you definitely can. We are going to put some cuts in this. So the big thing is there's a couple things that we have to make sure we have, right? We have to make sure that we have these 9 mounting points, which are an M3 thread. The way Prusa does it is they have a bolt go through the bottom and a bolt go through the top. And then they have a standoff in here that's threaded on both ends. And what we used for the Apollos was a standoff here that actually threaded into this. And then, so it had a male end and a female end. That's probably what we'll go with too. They are using, this is based off of their model. They're using a 6 mil-ish spacer. We were using a 10. But yeah, we can adjust that. That's not that big of a deal. I don't really see the benefit with this one going with a 10. So one thing we did find with the Apollo was moving this back and forth, and we had a fan from our power supply blowing air across, like under the bed, and we had to end up covering it so that the airflow wouldn't go across the bottom of the bed, because we were getting it throwing temp faults because of it, which was kind of weird. Granted, the way Prusa does it, they have their power supply upright and off the side, so that wasn't affected. Another thing we got to make sure that we account for is this mounting point here. There's going to be 2 holes actually on this bed on the top, where you're going to have your positive and negative terminals. And you have an M3 bolt going through both of them with a nut on the bottom. So we want to make sure that we can get access these from this bottom, so we have to make sure that this plate isn't interfering with that, right? So we also have to look at where are we going to have strain relief. That's one of the biggest problems I've seen. Yeah, even recently, I saw somebody on Twitter posting that their bed on their MK3 wasn't heating, and it ended up being the clamp that Prusa uses here to hold this on was pinching it. I'm not sure if that was a kit or a unit directly from Prusa, but over time they do kind of pinch. So we want to make sure we have good strain relief and how we're doing our Z. So, and really we have 2 options there. We can do like an umbilical style with a sleeved, like a braided sleeve cable set coming down, or we can do a cable chain. So, and if we do a cable chain, we can bend this down to accompany, to provide a mounting point for the system, like actually mounting our cable chain. Another thing is the way Prusa does the Prusa's MK52 bed was designed is we have to account for the fact that we are going to have a thermistor we gotta account for. So up here, you're gonna have a thermistor run along this, and right around here, you're gonna have a thermistor that gets taped down. You'll have a metal foil tape and then a capped on tape, and it's just a bead thermistor, a glass bead thermistor. So yeah, but of course we're using this because we use them on the Apollos, and it's a common and readily available bed to keep pricing down substantially, so we can make this kit as accessible as possible. So yeah, we're starting with a 1/4 inch plate. As you can see here, we're using the same kinematic ball cup. Like the actual balls are from a Delta printer. They were like the magnetic ball ends, and these are 10 mil balls with an M4 tap on the top, like a tapped hole, so that you'll be able to just use an M4, go through the top of this plate. It'll be an M4 pass through and go directly into the ball, right? So there's a lot of things that we want to be cautious of here. We want to be able to let people have the choice of insulating the bottom of this bed. You don't really want to apply an adhesive to the bottom of this bed because you do have magnets that are set in. And if that thermistor ever is to fail, you can easily swap out that thermistor as long as you don't have like an adhesive uh, insulation on the bottom of it. So we do need to find a good source for a non-adhesive insulation, but that also means that we don't want to have giant holes in the bottom of this. Granted, we also don't want this to be just a giant 1/4-inch plate with no holes, just because of weight. Weight's going to be, because we are going to go with a belted Z on the system. We also don't want there to be a large amount of weight sitting on it. Granted, we are going to be using brake boards, or if somebody wants to go the route of a geared stepper or like a gear reduction system, kind of like a Voron 2.4 style. If you want to go to geared stepper, one cool printer that we've seen that does a geared stepper on the Z was the Moldex from 3D Printing World. That's his name, right, Brennan? On the Twitters.
Yep, that's his name.
Yeah. So he did a geared stepper for his 3-point system, and we looked into that when we were doing the Apollo, our Core XZ printer, but there was too much backlash. And the way he got around all that backlash was he used because he had a 1/4-inch Mike 6 giant plate sitting on top of it, he was able to get away with having the backlash because there was always a constant pressure down. So he never really had that problem. Like, he never had to like specifically worry about it. So there's a couple things we can do on the bottom of this thing. Oh, we don't want to see that sketch yet. Secret sketches. Secret sketches. So, not sure why it. We don't want to sketch on any of those. Okay. All right, so we're pulling this up. So the big thing is we're going to want to lighten this up a little bit. We should be able to round off some of these back corners here. They're not super important. If like we are going 1/4-inch here, I think if we go anything less than 1/4-inch, we would need to bend these edges. Just for adding rigidity. Because when you're working with like plate, adding a bend or like a crease. What's the best term for that, Brandon? Where you pretty much just press like the cup presses. What's that called?
What do you mean?
When sheet metal, when you just put a crease in it to add all that strength. It's not adding a crease.
No.
Brandon, you're supposed to be my sheet metal expert.
I know. I'm not even thinking.
But yeah, a lot of people will do like a cup style. For like automotive parts and stuff like that, you'll see them press in cup like a circle into it for added rigidity and stuff like that. Or you'll see like a bead all around the edge. But so we're going with 1/4-inch. And the problem is I was looking at how we would do this bed, and I got quotes for if we did plate, it was 1/4-inch, or if we had bends. And if we went thinner and added bends, it was more expensive than if we just went 3/4-inch, or not 3/4-inch, 1/4-inch plate. So I think it just makes a little bit more sense to do this, right? So, you have any suggestions, Brandino?
On which?
On going 1/4-inch rather than going to something like a 3 mil and doing bends. Do you see any major advantage of that?
No, probably not. No, probably not. right?
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't figure out anything other than price. Pricing is like one of the biggest things, right? So,
Yeah. Hem.
huh?
I don't know if I'd call it a hem.
Him would be along the edge, right?
Yeah.
So this, what annoys me about this bed is that this is not symmetrical. That's just annoying to me. See, boop.
Yeah.
Ah. And it's because the way they had to mount it because they have two rods running down it. So, okay, big thing is lightening this up, right? So if we did this, this is just quick and dirty because we are going to clean it all up, of course. Then we could do this. No, that wouldn't work. I'm trying to think of what's the best way to lighten this thing up. What do you think?
For lightening up the bed.
Yeah, we don't want it to be too crazy, like because I want it to be able to hold up our insulation, right? If somebody was wanting to do insulation, because if we could really just cut out a lot of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just chop it all up. The problem is then what's holding up your insulation? You don't want it sagging down or anything like that.
Are we gonna adhere the insulation to the bottom side?
Yeah, you're not going to adhere it though, right? You're
You're not gonna adhere it to the.
No, the reason why we don't want to adhere it is if you use an adhesive to stick it to the bottom of the bed, the way that that thermistor is set in there, it's got tape sticking it to the bottom of the bed. If that thermistor was to ever go out, then now you gotta try to remove this stupid adhesive insulation.
Well,
You know,
you just replace these whole beds, don't you? Do
no,
these Prusa beds have
the
replacement
thermistor
thermostat?
it's not built into it. No,
Huh.
that's what's weird about them. Is they use a glass bead.
Okay.
So, and it's just stuck on the bottom. I mean, you've got an Apollo.
Yeah, I didn't take it apart though.
Yeah,
So.
I know. If you tilt it back and look at the bottom of your bed, you'll see it stuck on there. But yeah, so it's just a standard wire, right?
And we're shooting for insulation.
I mean,
There's no insulation on the Apollo.
No, there isn't. But that's the thing is, I want if somebody wants to use insulation to be able to just put it up there and not have to worry about it sagging down, right? So that would be the big thing. That's. Let me see if I can do this. Well, we don't need that. We don't need that reference. More references are just annoying. If we did 10 here. Here. What in the world? Fat fingered it. So these will just be references for this square. Of course, this can always be changed. This is kind of just the rough and dirty aspect here. So then if we came over here, what is that? What are those? All right. I am a child at heart. So, what is that mumbly bullshit right there? All right, there we go. 10. Stop it. Now let's make sure that this one did it too. Stupid. Just fat fingering shit. All right. This one did it too. Because apparently I'm an idiot. Boop. Why is it doing that? I must be hitting something, not paying attention. All right, those are all. That one's not either. How am I actually... I must be shifting something or hitting something when I'm moving over to it. All right, so now if we come over here and we do this and we do this and we go boom, boom. It's because they're not symmetrical. Gosh darn it. So really it would have to be a line or rectangles.
Out of line.
Nope. Okay. We're not going to be able to do that. What we could do is get rid of all this crap. Okay. And then off of this. That was not what it was supposed to be. There we go. All right. No, we'll have to go 20 on these. Brandon, how was your day at work?
My day was fantastic, sir. It's been busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's better than it not being busy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, yeah. It's stressful.
You were stressy, messy.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard someone say that earlier today, and I was like, ha, stressy, messy.
But it's all good because I got up to level 18 on Starfield today.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
That is all that matters.
Yeah, wait, this isn't a Starfield stream?
This is not a Starfield stream. Oh, have you seen Off-World guy? What's his name?
Oh,
I gave him a
I probably haven't paid attention to the names, to be honest with you.
I gave him a tour of IC3D when I was there.
Oh, okay.
He makes the what's it called? He's from Ohio, Spring something, Ohio, I believe. He
does 3D printing.
Yeah, he does Halo cosplays. I know he's been doing a lot of SLA, so I'm not sure if KB knows.
Is this a off-world Stargate 1v1?
No, it's off.
Nope. Ignore me.
Yeah. Off Earth, off. Look at my mentions today and on the tweeters.
Flat Earth, you said?
Flat Earth? No.
Oh.
No. Why? Oh. What? Off Earth?
I'm looking here.
Are you? What are you? Let me see. I mean, I could literally just pull up Twitter right now and it'll tell me exactly what I'm talking about. Daryl, Darrly or YL.
Well, I wasn't even close.
Off Earth 3D.
Off Earth 3D. Oh.
Yeah, that's his tag.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, he was talking about it today. He's doing a helmet. He's doing one of the Constellation helmets, which looks really awesome. I asked him if he had seen the Mantis yet, and he said not yet. He saw the game rendering of it.
Yeah.
Which
you've seen Marines one, yeah.
Yeah. Which is cool. I think the Mantis is gonna be, if anybody here has played Starfield, I think the Mantis will be one of the big cosplay builds. I think it's gonna be popular because it's got the cool shapes to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited for the firearms that are used, like the designs, because there's some really cool ones that are like a lot of pieces.
That is pretty fun. And it'd probably be a pretty easy print too. Being able to have that tops being a cone there, and you could really separate that out to different prints
What do you mean
on the mantis.
yeah. Let's do this in the sketch. So if we come over here and we do chamfer equal distances, we go like that and that, and that, and that. Oh, it's just I forgot. It's not gonna let them do them together because of them being not the same size. We do 5. Really? Okay, I'm gonna move this up to being in my toolbar. Oh, there it was giving it to me. There it is. Okay, now I don't have to do this as much. Now you're thinking. Sometimes Fusion goes, eh. Are you sure about that? What's that guy's name? Who has that really cringy show? Brandon? The hot
The
dog guy.
show is the whole show is called I think you should leave.
I think you should leave. Yeah, that thing is cringy as hell.
Oh.
Yeah, can you
Why am I not getting?
be
I'm not
gone?
on you. How do I've done this 100 times.
Well, then do it 101. Really? And this will definitely change. I'm not. We're kind of feeling stuff out right now. This is the only reason why this is taking so dang long is because of them not being. Boop. And you can't do them all at once, which is stupid, which is what I was kind of hoping it would let me do in Sketch, but because they're not a regular square, triangle, we're going to work on our basic shapes next stream, all right?
You're just a basic straight.
I'm a basic shape. I'm a circle.
Mm-hmm.
Circle's a shape.
Mm-hmm.
What is, no, it's round is a shape. Oh.
Is infinite size.
Oh my, don't even start me on that. Philip, the electrical engineer at IC3D, him and I agreed on so many things. Like, what's the best shape? Brandon, what do you consider is the best shape?
Triangle?
Okay. I agree. The triangle is the best shape. But Philip believed he believed the triangle was the best shape. But then one day he decided he was going to say, and in the real world, yes, the triangle is the best shape, but theoretically the circle is the best shape. And I said, no, the hell it's not. And he said, if you think about it, all a circle is an infinite number of triangles. And I said, no, because you're always going to get that little edge, that sliver of knot. If you had an actual circle, you'd have that little sliver of the triangle where it doesn't meet up. And he goes, but you could fill that space with infinitely smaller triangles. But you're always going to have a void somewhere, right? And we argued this for so long. I think this was the same week we found the banana bread at work video.
Banana bread at work,
Dude, hell yeah. And
getting paid a lot of money for
hell no. Man, like not getting paid a lot of money, dude. Anyway, so we were living on the high of the banana bread at work today, dude. And then he came in positing this stupid idea that the circle could be better than the triangle. And we were almost not friends after that argument. I was like, I don't think I can be friends with somebody who's this silly.
Yeah, silly goose.
You're just a silly goose. All right, so one thing we're gonna have to do here is this is currently set up as a bunny. All right, so we'll have to add a bend here for our let's see if we can just modify this now. Convert to sheet metal. Bending a quarter inch though, Brandon. Don't you think it's gonna be a little spicy?
No.
You don't think so?
Quarter-inch aluminum?
No, that's another problem. It had to be 50-52. If you've been 60-61, it gets real fucking brittle.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a no good. So let's see what this will do. Because we've got this hole here that we got to worry about. So let's see if it'll let us bend this. Yeah, look at that. Aki. No bueno. No bueno. But we need to be able to have access here. So I wonder if it'd be better to just have a bent piece below this that's bolted on for a cable chain.
Or 3D printed.
Well, that's very true. You don't need to be sheet metal. That's the problem. Is like I'm like, I want to design a printer that's cheap and easily accessible for people who want to build it on their own. And then I'm like, metal everything. Make it all metal.
It'll be easier to ship too.
It's real stupid engineer of me. You know how I always make fun of mechanical engineers for coming up with stupid ideas, and then sometimes they've rubbed off on me, and I go, "That's the
I do
worst."
nothing wrong. It was the mechanical engineer that threw me off.
Well, when I first started Project Red, I had a buddy that was working with me on it. His name was Dan, and he was a mechanical engineer. And every printer we designed, I designed it all, and he was just going to be like the sounding board for my stupid ideas. And then he just had so many stupid ideas. I remember
the one from the website.
Yeah.
Okay.
You made it sound like I just had a mail order coworker. Is that the one you bought off the website? No, it was this picture on the website with me. Yeah.
Yeah, about us.
Yeah.
Something Labs was the. I just closed out of it. Was the lab? Was the makerspace that you're?
Oh, we were at Space Lab. Yeah.
Space Lab.
Yep. But yeah, I remember one week he fought so hard because he thought we could develop a hot end that was heated with lasers. And I was like, dude, I don't have $1 billion, especially when we're starting the damn company. Like, okay, so I mean, this is kind of just to hold the place of lightening up this bed. The bed kind of itself is kind of stuck. We'll have to make ourselves a cable, well, if we do a printed one, then we can have a mount for a cable chain. But if somebody wants to do like an umbilical, if they don't want to pay for a cable chain, they could swap out for what they want, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you're wanting to extend the Z, say you want to go with like a meter Z, you're looking at a meter and roughly a 1.2 meters of cable chain you'd probably need for that to have your decent loop. You could probably get away with less, but anyways, so yeah, this we'll do a printed one, and we'll just add 2 holes here for that. Okay. So now, the fun part, kinematics. And now you guys are gonna listen to me rant about how annoyed I get with crazy kinematics. And I'm sorry if I offend anybody, but I'm not really sorry. Let me see if I can pull up that. Brandon and I went over this last time. What is with this silly billiness? Okay, let me see if I can get this to. It's showing. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. Screen share. See if it'll actually pick it up. There it is. All right. So, Baltec is kind of like one of the gold standards for getting these components at that are a really nice quality. They're awesome. If you guys ever want to deep dive into the proper kinematic parts, and if you have really like this website is really good to go to. If you ever want to buy from them, expect to have deep pockets and wait, a month and a half for any part, and to be stuck in like 1990s of communication. Like they still have a primary contact as a fax. Why? There's like 2 companies that I've ever had to deal with that I've had to fax things to. These guys and Eklund. T handles.
It's common in purchase orders.
Stop.
I know, we have it too. We got a fax machine.
But like Eklund, we tried to buy T handles from Eklund. I went into their shop to talk to them, and they came back and they're like, "Okay, yeah, we'll sell to you." Like they're not far from me. They're like, "But you need to fax us an order form." I was like, "I can't just come in here and like pay you guys." Nope. Can't come in and pick them up. Nope. There's no like order form online. Yeah, you have to print it out, write it out, and fax it to them. Like you guys are nuts. Like I said, expect to have deep pockets. Like these are like we use these in the 1200 printer from IC3D, and I think we were right around $1,000 and just 3 balls and 3 V grooves. Yeah. So yeah, we used these here. Let's see if they'll actually come up. Yeah. So this is back to the same sheet. And what we found when we were doing that is what we see a lot in 3D printing, which annoys the ever-living bejesus out of me, is they work on, I think they're working with the wrong setup of kinematics. So like when you're doing like positioning for inspections and stuff like that, this is often what you go with, right? This is going to be on your like your arms and stuff like that. Your ferro arm, I'm sure, has something like this, right, Brendan? Is that what you said?
The CMM.
The CMM. Okay. So it's always locating it in the same position. So it's always referenced off the center point, right? It's all fine and dandy, right? And then you've got like this stuff here. Let's look at this here. This is, I don't know why they kind of like this. What we tend to go towards is something more on the lines of this top left one here. Let me see if they have a better picture of it. Don't use the Gothic arch. So, and what we do is we have a standstill like here. Like these two work very well. as reference here. So we'd have one that's static, and then two that are pointing at this point, so that they can slide if we're pivoting. What I see a lot of people doing with kinematics, I'm trying to see if we have a better reference here. No, just using the same stupid thing. Their website's trash. They have really good technical papers though. If you ever want to see, look, software error and CMM evaluation, Brandon. Simplified evaluation. What is that? There you go, Brandon. This you might nerd out on this stuff. Anyways, so
Yeah, it looks interesting.
what we're gonna use these pens. So let's go back to our live scene. There we go. So what we want to do is we want to have one static and the other 2 points pointing at our static point, so that when one of these 2 corners go up or down, they can slide on rods, and this back point would always stay in place. So you don't have a wandering bed. What we've seen other people do is they'll just have points for the balls to roll on, but the moment you're making, if this side of the bed is getting higher, the distance from here to here in this plane is getting shorter, because these balls are static mounted to the bed. It's just this yoke actually gains distance from this back yoke, and that bed's got to cover that distance. Well, the bed's not going to stretch. These balls aren't moving. So what happens is, if you have your rods pointing directly back, yes, they'll roll, but then it'll start stepping up on the inside rod to and like rolling up the one side, and then your bed isn't going to remain planar because it's actually rising at a different rate than your yoke is actually rising at. So the things we have to work on is, if we look at we have this angle here. So this back one's going to be our static. We have to make sure that whatever these are riding on, these front 2 balls are riding on, are aimed at this back static point. So we already kind of have it set up here. Let's slide down here. So to make this back point static, we are going to go with 3 pins. If we look at them from the side, we're making a cup. And what we're doing here is we're trying to, in a perfect world, if we had an unlimited budget for this printer, we would go with, let me find a part, you would go with this right here, this right one here, or something like this, and it would be it's just a nice cup to allow for the ball to sit in it and be static. It can't slide, but it can roll, so that the 2 other ones can slide. Well, we don't have an unlimited budget, and I don't think you guys want to spend $250 on that one component. So what we're using is a stainless steel, a 3016 stainless steel dowel pin that is 10 millimeters long, that the ball will just sit on and be able to roll. See any problems with that, Brian?
No, I
Okay.
don't think so.
So now that we have these set up here, we've got to worry about the front 2. The front 2 will have 316 stainless steel rods as well, dowel pins, that the ball will slide. If you notice that these dowel pins are set to where at this point this bed is flat, right? The ball's never gonna, like, this bed's never gonna stretch further than it is now. It's always going, if it's perfectly flat, this is the furthest point on these dowel pins that this ball will slide. If that one corner goes up or down, you'll be sliding in along these dowel pins. And they're both pointing back at this one ball. So if you drew a line from here to here, you'd contact that ball on either side. So that's going to give us our kinematics. This way, the reason why we're doing this is you're looking at, like, instead of going for each ball being about $125, and then each V screw or V groove from somewhere like Ball Tech being about $90 for the front two, and this back one being about $180 for this size, we are looking at getting these. Anybody can get these balls from like Amazon or anything like that, and you'll be, I think they're $10 for like 15 of these balls or 12 of these balls. And then these dowels are, I believe, $10 for a pack of 10 of these longer ones, and then $10 for a pack of 10 of these small ones. You'll have extras. So it cuts your price significantly down for anybody who's wanting to just build this. If you're designing for kinematics and stuff like that, and you don't want to go too crazy, you don't want to send these out to get a setup screw, like milled or something like that, this is a way of getting around that. So the big thing is we now have to figure out how we're mounting these to our Z. So we look at the sides. So this is going to be back to our dirty design work, right? Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Oh, that was stupid. 32.4. Okay. Lock that in. And if we go 40, we're good. All right. This will get cleaned up a lot over time. Holding place of our yoke. You gotta be yoking. So if we go up with this, we can cut out these. No, we don't want to go up too high. All right. Let's do this. Get rid of some of this hubbub. We want that one. We don't need this one, and we don't need this one. Boop. Boop. Okay. Let's do this. This is not the way we would normally design this, but so like we got to figure out how we're mounting these rods in this printed part, right? I think we could get away with having them as a snap fit into a printed part. Because all we really need is from around here to here of this rod exposed. So if we can have it snap fit to where people don't have to like try to mount them down. Problem is when it comes down to somebody just like building this in their house, stuff like that, they're not like, you gotta account for the lack of experience in building something like this, and also lack of equipment. So that's kind of why we're making the choices we're making. So that's 5. So if we do an 8. really only need to be here to. Yeah. Oh, hey Chris. So are you having the new black box at an event? Maybe say like a gosh darn it. Earth. You gonna do something cool for Earth? Yes, whatever it takes, it will be there. Is it still water cooled? Nice. Um, have you seen uh what's her name's Big Tree Tech's water cooled, like all in one water cool setup thingy for their. I must be double clicking things here.
Being a space mouse.
Fell. No. I'll I had a space mouse. I gave it to Anthony, I think, because it's not something for fusion. Okay, so
Queso?
queso. Oh man, I am kind of hungry. I am a hungry
Me too.
boy. Is Mandy still playing the sick game so she doesn't have to feed you?
Yeah, she made herself food.
Oh wow,
I know.
rude much.
Very.
Let's see if we can get this stuff. This is kind of a. But yeah, Big Tree Tech has their all-in-one water cooler setup thing for the what's that hot end called, Brandon? The H2, the water cooled H2, right? Oh, Micro Center and Indy had the H2 hot end that you like, the one that has the whatchamacallits, the
Speed holes?
yeah, the speed holes. Let's go with that. Yeah. That's what we should call it. Not
Yeah, there you go.
not you left a machinist to do their own thing for too long and he got too crazy. Or we're not going to go with that because that's exactly what that is.
What's H2? The I always say that BQ?
BQ, Big Tree Tech, whatever. Yeah, BQ, same thing, right?
H2, yeah, water cooled, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. The H2 is
H2O extruder for water cooling.
yeah,
Called H2O.
but I don't like the extruder. But if you look at their water cooling setup for it, it's like how much is it, Brandon? Do you on the website on just
90
just the
bucks.
$90, and it's got a
The whole extruder.
yeah. Oh, then
Everything.
with the water cooling setup is $90.
Yeah, water cooling. H2O extruder water cooling kit for a 3D printer. Maybe there's something. Maybe I'm misreading this, but it looks like it's
Yeah,
comes
but
with everything.
if you can get it with just the if you could get just the water cooler, like it's got, I believe it's got the radiator, the reservoir and the pump all together.
Oh, yeah, it
Which
looks like another kit here.
I mean, in all reality, you could probably get it cheaper. But I mean, you could probably build out a nicer setup more than cheaper, right? The problem is, it's like it's done. You can worry about other things and not water cooling at that point. Gosh darn it. Let me get rid of all these 40 extrusions here so I can see around stuff here. Can we do 3? That's way too much. Will that couple that? Looks like it might. We'll just have to print this and see what it does. See if we can get these to snap real nice and snuggy. Teach me how to snuggie. I wonder if it can cool up to 6 tools like we need. We currently use some PC power cooling components and E3 killed off their kit. Their kit was just a smattering of off the shelf E3D or off the shelf water cooling components. What's your 6 tools you said? What's your thermals on that? Like
I don't know if it could do 6 tools.
no,
Maybe
probably not.
so.
Okay,
But it's a smaller reservoir. It's essentially just a PC cooling kit here. It looks like.
yeah,
It's $90 for the
absolutely.
175 for the whole kit.
We're gonna jump down a rabbit hole really quick. This is ADHD stream right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna go over to this, and then we're gonna go over to this, and then we're gonna go over to Chris. This is specifically for you. This is your personal ADHD rabbit hole. Dies design. I hope you enjoy it. This is something that boggled the hell out of me. I was all sorts of confused. So we put a pulsar on a very, very large printer. Very large printer. The cooling setup for this thing. So let's look at just the power situation here. So you're looking at the top heater was 500 watts of power. The bottom was 350. The middle was 350, and the bottom was 250 watts of power. So you're looking at a combined 1100 watts of power. I don't think your 6 tools are going to do 1100 watts of power. What in the world is going on?
I suppose
Sheesh.
if it's only cooling off one tool at a time.
So this, if you look at this was 1100 watts of power in this giant thing. So when I saw this, I was like, all right, sweet. We got to dissipate all of this heat because the whole barrel was water cooled, right? So I was like, we gotta worry about this. No, when they come up with their liquid cooling for this, they had their own where's it at? Got liquid cooling. Let me see. It's not here. They had their own liquid cooling whatchamacallit, like a setup, which everybody thought right here. Everybody thought was gonna be something low triple digit wattage. Okay, yeah, exactly. So we thought, hey, they've got to be using like a 360 millimeter rad, all this other stuff, and go like super crazy. They are doing a 360 by 120, but we thought it was going to have to be something a lot more than what it needed. If you want to do your own kit, you should look here because it talks about what you would need. What's required? Mounting. It said it here. Building your own. You just need a pump. For this one, we needed a pump that was 600 liters per hour, which isn't too crazy. The radiator. And then they were saying for their hot end and extruder water cooled, they only needed a 100 or an 80 millimeter rad, and 120 millimeter rad was enough for a Typhoon or Pulsar. So you should be able to get away with one 120 millimeter rad for 6 hot ends, because they're saying that they could do 1100 on just a 120. Oh, someone's sending me pictures. Ooh, snazzy. And we priced this out going through what's their names? Like Micro Center or something like that. We were gonna go and just buy it. Anyways, they ended up buying the one from Dyes, and it was like $1,200, which was real stupid dumb. But I think where do you put us to the link of that big PQ one?
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at this thing. Let's look together. That's 120. Is that 120 or a... That's 120 millimeter rad.
I would assume. I'm not
I mean,
certain on it, but
I think it is.
what's the dimensions on that other print there?
The other what?
The third picture in.
1 second. Seeing if it says it somewhere here. I got drawings of that thing. I don't care about that thing. Right here. Give me drawings. Give me drawings. Yeah, 120 millimeter fan. This thing could probably do everything you need, Chris. Yeah. The big advantage is I could... Are you building this thing, Chris? Or are you buying something off the shelf? Because that looks expensive. This might be worth... See, I'm thinking about buying one of these to water cool the Race 3D
That'd be fun.
N2 Plus.
I don't know if I care for that power supply, but
What power supply?
or the step down or whatever you want to call it there.
I don't see it. I see random wires. I don't see all of that right there.
Yeah.
What's it stepping down from? So I'm guessing you're just bringing in
12 volts, 24 volts, and knocking it down to 5. Do you think the main fan's 5?
I bet you that stupid pump is a 5.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised. Right here. Standard connector 12. No. So are they stepping down to 12? That pump, you would think it would all be 12. Anyways, it's off the shelf parts in a 3D printed house. Oh, okay. All right. It looks really nice, Chris. I'm excited for when you make that public. But that's really cool. It looks very nice. But yeah, this might be something you just for testing. I mean, it seems like something that would be easy to move over to anything else. Anyways, back to your regularly scheduled programming. Looking at that beautiful bean footage. I heard that today and I was like, the old times. So the idea would be to be able to snap these in. We'll have to change this profile a bit. And we don't want it to be too open. Really, we would just want it to be... Where'd it go? There it is. So if we do this, put on a 3. We go up to here. Nope. Man, I am just moving things the wrong way today. A whole bunch of silliness. We did this. What was that, Brandon?
That was...
You dying of starvation over there?
I think so.
Is that your tummy screaming, feed me? Not 180. Gosh darn it. I am out of it. Gosh darn it. 0.8. There we go. Not 2.8s. So if we did this, I would still let it open, right? To allow the snap in. Gosh, what am I looking through here? Let's get rid of this bed. And get rid of this body. Make it easier for everybody to see. Do that to kind of let you still be able to snap it in. And they shouldn't move really at all.
These 3D printed.
Yeah. Yeah. This whole setup up here would be 3D printed. It's less blocky, but yeah. I just don't think it makes sense to machine this. The price. Like, of course, we've got the new one for the Daedalus 2.0, but that's for a different stream. But
And these were just dowel pins, like off McMaster.
yeah, because if we machine it, then you're looking at just pricing, right? Silly pricing. Because
can you split that model in half and just mirror it?
Hey Brandon,
I thought this was a learning stream, and I don't think I'm learning.
You can. Right now, it's just kind of making sure that we can do it, Brandon. Is this a learning stream or is this a nerding stream?
A nerding stream.
So yeah, these are just to kind of keep it from sliding back and forth. It'd be on the back, right? So now this. Let's get rid of this top.
This is where you need to do that adaptive.
Adaptive what?
3D adaptive. It just instead of the big square block.
The generative design you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't done that.
Neither have I.
Maybe we'll play with that another time.
You're bougie with your cloud points.
My cloud, dude. They don't give you cloud points anymore.
No, they don't.
No, you gotta pay for them, and they're stupidly priced. Like, let's look at this. Let's see what this says. Structural component, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I'd have to create a study for this one. No, if we come over here and do a render, right? This is how stupid Fusion has gotten recently with pricing. So say we want to do a render. Say we want a cloud render, right? Takes 2 credits. I have 0 credits. They used to give you credits. You used to have like 100 credits or 70 credits or something like that.
Every time you renew it or something like that, right?
Yeah. Was it going to let me purchase? I think the cheapest you could do was like 50 credits for $500 or something like that. Oh, it opened up in Fusion here. Okay, right here. Let's go back to screen share. Great. Where's it at? Rendering. Oh, you can just subscribe to rendering. Anyways, cloud credits right here. Buy tokens. Let's all cry about this together, because this is real dumb. Okay, 100 tokens. Rendering just this
$300
was 200 or 2 credits. $300 for 100 tokens, or 500 tokens for 1,500. Or you could render it on your local system, which, by the way, as you can see, I just kept clicking the button, hoping that something would open, and I have a crap ton of tabs. Couldn't imagine why Chrome is so slow. But anyways, so yeah, what did we learn? That Joe's got a lot of stupid icons on his screen. Other than that, we learned that Fusion's token system, that's gross. What, all my icons or the price of these stupid tokens? Both are true. So the big thing is, the reason why I wanted to do this block is we are going to have a belt somewhere. And if we come back and we look at the main body, we're going to have belt come up and something up here to tension the belt. So we'd have to add a lobe here for a bolt hole or something, because you're going to have an idler in this area. So if we drag in an idler, idler for a reference point, bring in this. Of course, it's flipped the wrong way. Nope. I always grab the wrong one to pivot. Let's get rid of this X while we're at it, because we don't need it right now. But bring this in. This isn't exactly where it's going to be placed. But if you're looking at like the center of the carriage, we need this idler. What I'd like to have is when you mount this yoke, the belt would be in this space right here on the carriage. And if we can do that, that should clamp our belt pretty well. Let's bring this down below. So the big thing is we're going to need a hole somewhere here, an ear added, and a hole somewhere here to pull this idler up. And let's see what this space is here between our carriage and here. We're looking at 0.4 mil. We'd probably have to... The price, okay. Mine's where it's good. I'm glad we're all bad at that. So what we would have to do is we'd have to reference our GT2 belt dimensions, where if you look at standard gates, you're looking at the height of the belt itself being I. Where's I at? That's H. Okay, thanks. You're useless. Okay, there we go. The belt's looking at 1.3 minus 7.5, so 0.6 something. So we're going to want a little bit of scoosh in here. And then what we can do is we can add teeth imprints on the back so that it'll actually grab the teeth. So if we have a belt coming up here and around this idler and down around the motor down here, we are going to need a path back down, right? So we look at this and go like that. We can kind of go like this. 7. And this should be... No, not 5. 2. That way. And let's go 3. And then 3 back this way. Because this is going to be a very open area. Nope. This is 7. This is 3. This is a pass-through. We don't want the belt contacting this at all. So if we just kind of boop. Boop. We'll go over 3. That gives us 10. Gives us 13 spacing there. So that our belt can come back down through. So really now we know all of this is not really needed. Really, if we could come back to here. Let's see what our thickness is here. This should be about 12. Well, 8. Oh, yeah, because I made extra space there. So 8 should be enough. We might be able to get away with that. So if we look at this and we'll get rid of this body, we reference off these holes here, just so we know where they are. You might hear my dogs barking a little bit just because someone might be home, and we have a hound dog, and he likes to bark at everything. Yeah, let's see. 3.5. So we're gonna want pass through. Oh, what is pass through for 3? Brandon, what's clearance for 3? I'm blanking on it right now.
3.5.
Is it?
I believe so, right?
3 clearance hole. Wrong.
3.4.
4. Medium fit is 3.4.
Yeah, you would have.
Guess what I'm gonna do?
Fallen right through. It would have.
Yeah,
right
yeah, yeah. The head is only 7 millimeters in diameter, Brandon. It can fall right through a 3.5 hole.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. What kind of world are we living in? Just living dangerously.
Dangerous, my friend.
Super dangerous. Hey, Brandon, while you're monitoring the stream, are you also playing Starfield?
No, I am not.
Wow.
I would not be able to.
There's too much. There's too much
Yeah.
going on in that game.
I found the shipbuilder, one of the shipbuilders, the UC shipbuilder one. Updated my ship today some.
Nice. What's special about the UC one?
They're supposed to be the best defense ships, right?
Okay.
They're known for some of the best ships.
This is probably not going to be the way I would do this.
Oh my god.
What?
What are you doing?
Me?
I'm just kidding. You sounded indecisive.
Oh, I was super indecisive on those right now.
So
it's not even funny.
Taking your weaknesses and
this is just ideas right now. We should be able to cut out a lot of that. It seems so skinny though.
I just want to tell you.
What?
I'm home.
I know.
Okay.
Thank you. Nicole's like, I'm home. I didn't hear the dogs barking. No. She must think she's like a ninja or something.
Ninja.
She's not. I don't know if you've ever met her before, but she's not. Let's go back because I don't like that. I don't like that at all, Brandon.
I know. My fault.
Gosh. What is going on here?
Do some honeycombing.
It's honeycomb it all. So I'm gonna edit the sketch because you're gonna want like a 7 mil hole, right? Or pass it through for the head, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want a giant 20 millimeter long bolt. Man, would that give it any more strength if you did like a 20 mil bolt through that? Probably not.
I don't know if that's the right route, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it would be.
Just 3D printed, right? So
yeah.
You'd almost have to have like a stud or something to keep it tied up against there, and then using another bolt as a support of some sort. But.
Yeah. So hey Chris, is there anything you can tell us about the new black box printer other than it will be water cooled? Any other cool things you're working on? Or are they top secret? Y'all are a bunch of nerds. No. Not at us.
No, it's the first. You gonna cut away your clearance there too?
Not yet.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it? I was thinking I was gonna have to do it in 2 processes, but they are gonna be the same length. That's 40. Might be good to have a 5 mil.
6 mil, 5, 6 mil. How deep do you go into the the s- the carriers?
3. It's kind of your average. I just wanted to make
Yeah,
sure we
so
weren't messing with this hole here. I didn't want any of the bolt heads to. Okay, okay.
like a 7 mil or something.
No, this just.
Sorry.
No, you're
Sorry to
good.
cut you off there.
No, no. I'm just angry because sometimes Fusion's like, I see you wanted a cut there, and I agreed with you that it would be a cut, but when you hit enter, it would not be a cut, and we'll just act like nothing ever happened. So you've got to do it all over again. And it does it even more when see, you can have those holes.
He's streaming the black build, the black
What?
box.
Yeah. Are you gonna be streaming it here on Twitch? I'm stream.
Am I following Chris? I don't think I assumed he.
The only time I ever saw him stream was
4 days ago. Technology, black box tool changer 3.
wow. Thanks for the heads up, bud.
I know.
Way to go, bud. Don't buddy me, pal.
Hey, look at that.
Don't buddy me,
He's
buddy.
working on it.
Wow.
He's doing things.
Wow. What? So this isn't centered. So we are going to have to clean this up a bit. Are you showing any NDA material? No fun things. Yeah, the only time I ever saw him stream was before I even knew what the. Oh, stop! The only time I ever saw him stream was I just caught a random stream. He was doing like an overnight print. Back before I even knew what the black box was, he had something going, and then I started digging into what he was doing. One question: are you still doing the same extruder setup where you're using the whatchamacallit? Where you're doing that custom gear for the BMG? I think that's what you were doing. Are you still doing that? It'd be cool if you could do that with like an LGX, but you really can't. At least from what I was seeing. It's because it's for the new one. I mean,
works well.
yeah. If it works, then might as well use it. I'm sure that was a lot of development at the time to get it to work well. Why are you the way that you are? Why are you the way that you are?
It's a chamfer. It was a feature.
Oh, that's from. This is just a reference right now, so whatevs. So the big thing is we're gonna want to be able to go from, because I gotta clean this all up, of course. If we just go off of like this, because we want it to be beefy, hefty, right?
We also have cold ends for Revo and Beta.
Cold ends for Revo and Beta. Hmm? Are they groove mount? Please tell me they're not groove. We did it. We ended up doing a cold end, but it is
I'm lost.
cold end. No standard revos.
Oh, okay.
No, the standard revo spring seat. Yeah, but what's it supposed to mount to? So you're talking about the whole heatsink, right? With that stupid. Remember designing that stupid ring, Brandon? The ring
Mhm.
seat or the spring?
Yeah.
Ugh,
I'm
stupid.
still so happy that I got something on that little lathe actually made that
Yeah,
actually snapped into the spring and it held.
yeah.
It was quite the feat.
It wasn't feet, Brandon. It was a heat sink.
I like feet.
Ew.
I know, it's so gross.
Ew. No standard review. Okay, you gotta elaborate here, sir, because you've piqued my interest, but you're okay with the passive water cooling. It's not a standard cold side; it's just conductive.
Oh, there you go. Okay, duh.
Oh,
We were talking about the cold end earlier.
oh, duh. Thought I
Mhm.
was gonna have to fight you because I've got a cold side for a revo.
That's pretty cool.
Because if you were doing a cold side like what we did for a cold side, then it's going to be like Anchorman fight at one of the events.
I'm bringing nunchucks.
Where did you get a grenade? I don't know. Ah, I love that movie. That's a good
Yeah, it's been
one.
a while. Yeah.
You ate a whole wheel of cheese? I'm not even mad. I'm impressed.
I can't. You know I can't speak Spanish. Damn it, Baxter.
You'll have to watch that again. The second one was terrible. Oh, I didn't
I
like it.
deserve this. As he's drinking milk on a hot day.
This, of course, this is all. We also got to think of how we'd want this printed. Maybe it'd be worth leaving a flat face here.
Yeah, how are you gonna the click mount for those pins?
Yeah, what about it?
Can you print it in that orientation
I
happily?
I would be able to print if I left this here. You would definitely be able to print these just fine. You wouldn't have a problem. Yeah, you would have to angle this back end down, but you wouldn't have a problem with this overhang. You'd have a problem with this overhang, but we could, like I said, we could fillet it down. Whereas, or chamfer it down.
I assumed you were gonna print it against the face where you have the stops at.
This face? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
You could. You'd have a lot of overhang here.
Yeah, that's what I wasn't quite sure how that was finishing yet.
Granted, like a lot of this is gonna get removed here. This is kind of just a dumb, stupid
And I didn't know if
setup.
yeah. And you could always split those as
You
a
didn't.
different piece too in the end, I suppose. If a guy wanted to.
Yeah, you definitely could. But getting them lined up, you'd have to make sure you line them up well. Yeah. I'm gonna have to sit and think about that. How we would do that. Anyways, so we're kind of seeing our ideas here, right? This is all right. If we could see here, the reason why we're actually poking through on two of these holes is because this isn't centered. We'd have to have this centered, but I'm not gonna bore you all with all of that designing, like fixing all that crazy jazz. So another thing, let's kind of go through what we've done tonight because we are getting long in the tooth. Problem with this design is I'm gonna have to I could do a bunch of stuff on stream, and then I got to pull it off stream and do all the real boring stuff at like 2 o'clock in the morning when I'm in my peak design gremlin stage. When everybody else is sleeping and I'm wide awake, acting like that's normal. I ADHD. It's a bad situation. I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of any of this. Brandon, have you seen the hot dog spaceships and Starfield?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw the one. I saw the Titanic too. Someone made a Titanic.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the idea is this is gonna get slimmed down a lot, and that's probably what'll happen on the next. Well, so we got a couple options for the next stream. Brandon, should we start designing the drill machine for the extrusion on the next stream?
Might be fun.
I think it'd
We're,
be
we're
fun.
pretty close. Pretty close to getting this done though.
The problem is I gotta sit and think about this. Okay, we definitely are pretty close to getting this done. I gotta clean this up, and I'll clean that up for the next stream. And then all we gotta do is the Z, and then we can start getting parts cut and printed and electronics done. So yeah, so that's kind of the plan. I also got to design a holder for this back one, which is missing shish kebab.
Wow, this
Nope.
is just gonna float.
It's just floating.
Just
These
floating.
are actually anti-gravity pins. Brandon, can you post Chris's Twitch in the chat?
Which chat?
All of them.
Well, he just click on his name for his Twitch.
Okay. All right then, Brandon. So if you're on Twitch, click on Chris's name. Make sure you follow him because he's going to be streaming the Black Box. And if you're on the YouTubes, Brandon is going to post his Twitch. Make sure you guys go check. Not your Twitch. Do you
Well,
even
if people want to watch my Twitch, I'm sure of it.
Well, I'm sure I've gotten you angry enough while you're playing games that you've started twitching. I think that's the only Twitch they'll see. Because I've made you angry sometimes. Anyways, so we've kind of. You know what I need? I need more energy drinks. We got a holding point here. What I'll do is off stream, I'm going to clean this up, make it a much better thing. We kind of just have a reference. And we'll mirror it over to here, and then I'll design this back one. And then we just got to design the bottom stepper motor. The bottom stepper motor mounts for the Z. We're going to design one main one, which will be a static stepper motor, so you can tension the belts to the top. And then I think...
Sorry. We don't have a bot set up.
We don't have a bot set up. We're people, sir. We aren't bots.
Yeah, we don't have...
This is a low quality stream, sir. I'm going to need you to calm down. So... Initially, we're gonna have a plain motor plate with a motor on the bottom, and then later on, I think we're going to work on yeah. Then we're gonna work on a gear reduction, kind of like the 2.4. I'm gonna see if we could probably use a lot of the 2.4, so the people that are used to that can do that. I think Chris has watched one of our gaming streams now. Our gaming streams are very boring. It's mostly just us talking about 3D printing drama and whatnot and stupidness. So yeah, so this is where we're gonna kind of leave this one. We do have a lot more design work getting done. Right now it's mainly gonna be Daedalus 2.0 And then we've got this new thing we're working on. Well, Brandon and I have been talking about designing, and that is going to be for the Talos. There's a extrusion that gets holes drilled in it. Right now it's just a tedious process that it's done in. The idea is to make a CNC router style machine that you just slot in the extrusion and it drills all the holes for you. That's one thing that we want to work on after this is kind of wrapped up, and we can, because once we get the stuff ordered, then we can start, while we're waiting for all that to come in, we can work on that. So, but yeah, this is probably where we're gonna call it for tonight. It's been an hour and 40 minutes that you crazy people have listened to me ramble. But yeah, check out Chris's KV3D, Chris's streams, and then because he's working on the black box. Oh, one quick thing, sir. When only reason why I found the black box is because I looked up the black. I was looking for the black box from what's their names, Open Builds,
Open Builds.
and your printer came up. Actually, there's two things we need to discuss. One is the black box from Open Builds. I named that thing, and I got a free one. And I was like, "What is this thing?" And a printer came up, and I was like, "Ooh, cooler black box." The black box from Open Builds is kind of boring in retrospect because you could just put a duet or something in it. But I found another 3D printer. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Called the Black Box.
Is it as good as the Project Red printer?
What do you mean?
The R3D printer? Sorry, not Project
R
Red.
3D printer? Yeah,
R3D. The one that looks like a transformer. Does it look like a transformer or a
something
semi?
like that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this isn't you. Do you have? No, because this is. Let me make sure that this is not you. This is not you. Your name is not Mark Schlonman. Correct, Chris? So let's show this. This is his website. And if you go over to their home,
Looks nothing like him.
no, looks nothing like him. This is the printer they're claiming to be theirs. The Black Box
Open
3D
source
printer.
school changing printer.
That's why I was like, that's not him. Oh,
the very first one.
Okay. Okay. I was like, this looks somewhat familiar. Like the front, like the design aspect of it, but I was like, that's not them. Okay, so you're not the original designer of the black box, correct? Because this guy is. Because it's water cooled and stuff, and I was like, ooh la la. This had. Oh, okay. What do you mean? There's. Oh, I see. That's interesting. So it'd still be carrying around the second head, but. And is it just cooled by going across that? That's where I know his name from. Zellerfield. Yeah. Zellerfield is the company that they're doing the shoes, yeah. Because they were looking to open up a place here in the US.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. They were growing like crazy. Hey Mitch. How's it going? Mitch, I may have some things that you may want. I found yesterday I was cleaning up my personal shop and I found an H280, I think, head for See Me CNC. It was an upgrade kit from a HE280. Yeah, it was an up. It was a. I had the full upgrade kit for the Rostock Max V2 to like the new to the newer head and stuff, like updating the whole thing. I also have the arms and wow, Mitch, wow, you're the only person I was like, there's one person in the world who's gonna give any shits about this thing, and you're just
Me
over here just
That's
shitting on
right
it,
on it. Yeah.
just straight shitting on it. But Chris or Mitch, sorry, Mitch, if you are at all would be interested in it, it's literally just sitting in a box. Yeah, so like I have arms and the cheapskate bearing, like the cheapskate rollers and the head. The problem is I have old See Me CNC parts that I never use. I have a See Me CNC Rosoc Max V4 that literally printed one thing and has never printed since. Tell me about See Me CNC parts that are never used. I got them. But anyways, Zellerfield is really cool. If you guys haven't seen Zellerfield, check it out. Yeah, I had no, it doesn't. I ripped the Duet 2 out of it. Nice. I still wouldn't wear those. No, God no. Did Mandy keep her printed shoes?
Sure. Uses them all the time.
Does she? Does she like them?
That's her work shoes. Yeah.
Nice. Ooh, what do you guys think that this bamboo thing is? This new bamboo shish kebab that they're talking about? The
Oh, they're
this
releasing something right at the end of the
yeah.
month.
Everybody's
Oh,
got
what
them
did I
and one.
see?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw what's the black box uses what's it called, right? The duet system, right? You're using duets. These guys, yeah, these. Are you using duet 2 or duet 3? I'm guessing 3. Where's their Kickstarter at? Because these guys have something cool going on. And I've been talking to them a bit. Where do you get to their? Let's go here. I like the guys. The guy and his mom and him are doing awesome work. It's awesome seeing what they're doing.
Cohesion. Yeah, Construct 3D, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you're already there.
There's a couple buzzwords that I don't like, but I mean that's business. But he has an update talking about and the cool thing is he's actually delivering. Unlike how many? Where's it at? First machines have shipped. Blah 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 blah. I thought it was in here. That's not. Oh, right here. He's building an AMS. They kickstarted, yeah, but they've shipped. I think they have all their EU ships, like stuff shipped. Let me see. Shipping updates. All UK backers have been fulfilled. US and EU are being fulfilled within the next 10 weeks, that's awesome. But he's working on an AMS that'll take. He keeps telling me they're. Mitch, I like where you're getting at. I absolutely hate multicolor printing. I think it's the dumbest thing in the world. That's just me. That's why the stuff we're building now is IDEX, but it's meant for like doing multi-material, not multicolor. But I don't like that they are doing V wheels on stuff, but yeah. Hey Brandon, where's my pallet to? I sold it to you unopened, right?
Yeah.
I never touched this stupid thing. And the only reason I bought it was I was helping I wanted to support Pooch. But he keeps saying 3 kilogram spools. I don't know who sells 3 kilogram spools. Honestly, let's see.
Is that a UK thing?
I don't know. I can't. That looks like an eSun, doesn't it? Who makes?
Yeah. Yeah, that's eSun, is it not?
That looks like eSun. I don't know who else who makes 3 kilogram spools. Like in the US, you mostly see what 2.5s. What did no 3D Fuel? Didn't they do like 3 kilogram spools or something? I don't know. But anyways, I know he is working on a. Let me get back into this image. He's working on an AMS for Duet. There's a splicer or his funnel. You know. I don't know. I need to work on an AMS too. Because but we're doing IDEX, so the Duet 2 or the Duet 2, gosh darn it. The Daedalus 2 and the Talos are IDEX, and that'll be the multi-materials that I would want to do. But anyways, if you guys haven't checked out Construct, the guys, that's the main person I've talked to is, what's his name? I feel terrible. But yeah, he's done a lot of cool stuff. I can't remember if it's. I think they talked about things they're wanting to do too, which were first machines, vector kits. Okay, no. I can't remember what things I can and can't talk about. So I'm just gonna leave it there. Because he's got a handful of things he's wanting to work on.
Matter Hackers Nylon X in their MH build series is all 3 kilogram spools.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Looks like we may have just gotten a
3D
ray.
Fuel was 4 kilogram.
3D Fuel was 4 kilogram?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, let me switch to my other screen. Ooh, guys. Are you on the Twitch, Brian?
Yep.
Did we get a raid?
We must have 19 people. I see the raid.
Nice. Yeah, it doesn't show me in my thing. So, hello. How's everybody doing? Thanks for showing up. Really appreciate it. Right now, we're kind of just going over some cool things that have been going on. And... what the world? Oh, wow. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by. So, yeah, well, what we did today was we started working on the people who are just jumping in. We started working on the way we're actually mounting the Z. This is real ugly setup, but it's kind of like just the stand and spot while we do all the boring design stuff offline because don't want to bore you too much. But yeah, we're designing a kit style printer that somebody can just build on their own and easily. Oh, Capricorn Bowden tubes. You guys are in Indiana, aren't you? I always heard that you guys are local to us. And that we should talk to you. What is the? I mean, cap tubes have always been a good stuff. Let's look. What's the website? Yeah, tubes. Let's go to your Twitters first. Here. Oh no, that pull it right up. Let's screen share. So what's the switch? I gotcha. Where should I be looking? Is it the magnet thing you guys got going on? We've bought a handful of Brandon, we both gotten filament from them at Murph, haven't we?
Oh yeah, yeah. I got the color change and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I've had too.
And the
Where am
gold, I believe.
Yeah, where am I looking at here? This
What are you asking here?
they're talking about the cap
It's not
tube.
cap tube twitch.
Oh, okay. Ah, nice. So we've used a lot of their stuff. Their filaments have been cool. We got this is glow in the dark. I haven't seen that one. Which one did I get, Brandon? I think it was. Did you get the lava?
The orange to yellow.
Orange to yellow. This one here.
Yeah, and I think we have a glow in the dark. I think you picked up too at one point.
Yeah. I can't remember which one I got. I remember I got a cool color. But their filament's pretty cool. I'm not sure. They're dropping. Nice. Sadly, we won't be at Earth this time. But free shipping over. But are these discounts stackable? Because that'd be awesome. What all do you guys have now? What I like is this red Bowden tube. Oh, is all I gotta say. You guys finally got a good color. Is all I'm saying. No.
I think I have. I think that's my Daedalus has the red on.
You have the pink one. You have pink.
Oh, I have pink. I got
Yeah,
the
you have
pink.
pink. Yeah.
Pink.
Yeah. So this is the reverse. So is the reverse? What's the? Okay, yeah. So this is the 3 ID 4 OD. Yeah, the red tubing's. Where are you guys at? If I remember correctly, you guys are in Indiana, right? Oh, you guys are down in Indy.
Yeah, she said yes.
Oh, did she? Oh, okay.
Yep. Indianapolis.
Nice. Sorry, I don't catch everything. I was just down in Indy. You guys got hot ends? Are you guys carrying Micro Swiss stuff in E3D?
I went and saw Micro Swiss's factory. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, they got they have quite a bunch of cool stuff. But the orange is okay, Chris. Sorry, you're gonna have to be. We're just blocking you now.
Mute him.
He's just muted. Cap tubes have always been great. I mean, I haven't. Well, you always know it's good when all of a sudden every reseller is selling a cheap Chinese blue Bowden tube, trying to act like it's just as good. You know, you've made something that's worth. One thing I saw is you guys have like all the fittings. Finding the right fittings is such a pain. It seems like you guys have them all. This thing is what confuses me. I just... Do you not... I mean, I guess you wouldn't really lose this. Like, you wouldn't come detached because...
I suppose it's always pulling.
I mean, you have filament through it, right?
Mm-hmm. Or pushing, sorry.
So what's the... What are you trying to... Okay, the PTC fittings wear out. It'd be nice... Honestly, it'd be nice to have something like this on an LGX. Because if you flip the lever over, you can easily just like pull the filament straight out. But I don't know if it'd work with an LGX because it's not threaded like that. That'd be cool to try though. Do you guys have a way to make this work with an LGX? That would be pretty cool. What else do you guys have? They have merch. So yeah, Yeah, I mean, if anybody needs that, what was that discount code?
Cap tubes Twitch.
CapTubes Twitch. Is there a way to pin that, Brian? That's awesome. I really appreciate you jumping in and offering that. That's ooh, Mitch, didn't you just did something on your Delta, didn't you? Oh, that wrong thing. Look at it. Find out right now. But if anybody here does not follow Twitch or Mitch on Twitter, he always posts awesome things.
On X.
Huh? On X, whatever. Oh, look. He's got the cap tube.
He's straight capping.
I thought he. This is direct drive, isn't it? No, this is just a Revo. Okay. I gotcha. Yeah. Brandon, were you able to
Yeah, it's pinned.
pin? Okay, I don't know. I don't see it. Like, this stupid Streamlabs doesn't show all that stuff. But anyways. KB, do you carry cap tubes? And for the people who've been hanging around the stream all day, KB, the chat, he's got an awesome store, which now is carrying the CMC or the CNC kitchen inserts. Did you see this, Brandon?
Yeah, that was so cool. And then
And
he's
it-
got the insert or the tips.
Yeah, it's got the adapter. I don't have a
It'd be fun to have a
TS100 or TS101 adapter, but
the cheap, you could do the cheap soldering iron. It looks like too with the 18 mil. Sorry, wrong threads, but and then have it. Don't people make like a lever arm so they can just press them in?
they'll do like the kid. What's his name did it? But yeah, okay, yeah, it looks like he's got the. It should work with these. It looks like.
Yeah.
But if you haven't checked out KB3D, you definitely should, because he's working on a new black box, because there's a lot more viewers in here now than there were. KB3D is going to be streaming some stuff on his new black box, but the black box before was a really cool printer. Oh, is this the kit you're doing on the new one? Chris? If so, this is pretty cool. Compact power for water component kit. Pump. Integrated reservoir.
24 volt or 12 volt?
12 volt, yeah. Well, that's what's standard in a PC, right?
Mm-hmm.
16 mil aluminum radiator. Yep, that's it. And nice. It's Matt. It's Mitch, the backpack printer guy. Yeah. This thing's pretty cool. And this is even cheaper than that other one. Do you have tubing on your site for this as well? That's pretty cool. I like that. Everything. He's got everything. Well, if I click on water cooling, it'd probably tell me that. Oh, it's right there. Huh. Forget that. Well, we're just going to come up here and we're going to... Oh, we already exited out of it. So, we're not even looking at that. One thing, while you're here, Chris, is this wiring that nice from... Don't you have just... Yeah, this stuff. Is it really that good? Because we're using
Really nice.
IGAs. Huh?
Says it's really nice.
Really nice, yeah. I mean, I'm not making my wire harnesses. So. But I see this stuff all the time. VP slippery, high strand count. Yeah. It looks like nice stuff. But printers for ants. Weren't you looking at these, Brandon?
Yeah.
The salad fork and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's some cool kits, mods and stuff for the Voron Zero and stuff for them.
Thanks for stopping by, Capricorn. Thanks for dropping the discount. We really appreciate it. Hopefully, some people can get some new tubes. They are a wear item. Make sure you update your tubes. I've ordered from KB3D once, and it was because I lost the fan for my Voron Zero, and I had to buy a new one, and it was very nice. Snapped right into place. Hey, Chris. Do
I
you
have a V0 in my cart, just waiting.
you've had that Z0 in your cart for a long time, Brandon. Chris, are you making your own flex plates? I need a big flex plate, and I am tired of dealing with the people that I'm dealing with. Do you have them somewhere? Flex plates. This is just the mag base. I need big. Sort of. Okay. I'm sure you're not powder coating them yourself, because that sucks. Where is they at? Am I looking in the wrong place here? Hardware. Anyways, I'm gonna message you, Chris, because you may have a better source on mag beds. I need right here. Oh, didn't you come out with new ones or something like that at Murph? It is not big enough. I need big. Big. Ooh. I like this. Problem is everybody goes with cheap thin plates.
Oh, that's nice.
But
Floor
Chris,
plate thickness is 0.5.
I need 600 mil.
Can he stretch it?
Yeah, can we just put clamps on either end of it and stretch it?
Yeah, I can pull on one side, you can pull on the other.
Mm-hmm. It should be more than enough. More than enough. But yeah.
Like a fitted sheet.
Yeah, like a fitted sheet. That's exactly it. Oh, switch wire. Chris, did you ever get much interest in the switch wires? Like, were people buying them? It seems like that was like the one Voron printer that like nobody really talked about. The only reason I hear about them is because people are like, I need a break board. And that was it. So, but yeah. Chris, you should find me 600 millimeter. Okay, bitch. It's not as popular, but it's healthy still. That's awesome. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people with do these ender wires, because I mean, if you can make an ender 3 any better, then do it. Do it. But yeah, the what was I going to ask you? I was going to ask you something. Can you tell us the build volume of the new black box? Is it still going to be the 300 by 300, or are you going big? Big. This is really cool though. I like this a lot. I almost built a switch wire. 2.4. Works why it makes absolutely. So we built the Apollo, which was a Core XZ printer. It's pretty much a ready to go out of the box with a lot of like all metal parts. Like alternative to the switch wire. mainly because I really like the switch wire, but there was a couple things like I'm personally like my uh metal parts, so I just built it myself, and we sold them for a little while, but it was kind of more of a just a for funds thing. We did it, and now we're moving on. But I honestly I think you're gonna get your biggest bang for your buck out of the 2.4 R2s compared to like a switch wire. She said it's gonna be 300 by 300 still for the kits. So by saying that, does that mean you're gonna have fully assembled units? Because I don't think you ever did that, right? Do you still have Keats? You got your frame. I remember you had your frame kit. There was that one guy who talked about putting so much money into his frame. That one year you guys came, the first year you guys came to Murph. What was that? 2020, Brandon? 2021, I think. Right when there was like nobody there. Yeah, Dan. Yeah, well, Dan. I remember him telling us that he bought extrusion. Then I think he said he stripped all the anodization off of it.
Yeah, then had it re-anodized.
Yeah, with hard coat anodization or something like that.
Type 3.
Yeah, yeah. Why? That's like I got. Have you seen that TikTok of the kid who's like, they're like, you got 27 something. You have like 2735. He's like, not for long. I make bad financial decisions. That screams that for me. That was really interesting though. Was there any cool? I've been looking for what's been like really cool coming up in 3D printing, but I haven't really heard much other than, I mean, this black box. I mean, if he hasn't said that he's gonna have fully assembled kits, Chris. This still for the kits. That makes me think there's gonna be fully assembled. Are you gonna? I am not. No, I don't blame you one bit. Shipping is terrible. I don't. Unless you, I don't. God, no.
You gonna get back into building them?
No. Well, I mean,
Wouldn't be like other printers, but
no. This thing looks. What's the build time on one of the old kits? Like one of these kits, the black box. One, I guess you'd call it the OG, the gangster, yeah, the original gangster. I mean, you still have kits and stuff from LDO. Anyways, yeah, you should let me know what that build time was, because I wanted one of these. It's just, time, life. Brandon, have you heard anything, any other cool things coming up in 3D printing? Ooh.
no, not at the moment. I haven't been the best at keeping up on it though.
Have you guys seen this thing? It's called the Horizon. Yeah, right here. Have you seen this, Brian?
No.
If it will open, their website's annoying. Right here. What is that? I haven't seen that. Anyways.
Stepper driver?
Yeah, I haven't seen that before.
Look at that.
But this Horizon thing is pretty cool. If it were, I haven't.
They brought this to Murph, right?
Did they?
Yeah.
No, they weren't at Murph.
Oh, then they brought it. We saw it somewhere.
No.
I've seen this box. Oh, they were at Earth last time we went.
Last time they were at Earth, they had the. Did they have the Horizon or did they have the Orthos?
No, they had this.
Yeah, which this is a
sensor for bumping the nozzle, right?
Yep. But that price, I mean, granted, that's silly Canadian dollars.
Kanucky stand.
Those are loonies.
Loonies.
That's 130 loonies. $102 for a probe. I don't know. I tried to order one. I reached out to them, and they're like, it's got like a 6-week delay. And I was like, you can keep it. But it's weird because, like, I don't know. I've been falling down the rabbit holes of probes for so long now. It's trying to find a good probe is just so freaking difficult. It's almost I almost want to just resort to having like a stand. Probes are everywhere. Yeah. Consistency, yes, they're everywhere. They're trash. I want something that's just as good as you can get on your mill, right? What is this thing though? Oh, come on, website, you piece of trash. This thing is so slow. It's so slow that I think they make it slow so you can just scroll through everything else while you're while you're waiting for the page to load. Okay.
beacon. The beacon was one thing.
The beacon. The beacon is cool. And then
Doesn't work well with Duet yet.
No, it doesn't work at all with Duet. But
It does. It does work.
no,
with Duet.
not the beacon.
Yeah, remember the guy got the toolboard hooked up to it.
No.
Was that not it?
No, it wasn't. The toolboard doesn't. So, the toolboard. Where's it at? Here, let me pull it up. So, the Duet Pantheon Design, another really cool printer. If you guys got $10,000, very cool printer. Let's see. Let's go to their posts. Oh, because let's just ignore the stuff that they posted about us, because they have one that works, but it's actually using the chipset of it, not right here. David Crocker did it, and it's a similar setup. It's using the same sensor that the beacon uses, but it's not the beacon. They're using the Seed Studio.
Oh, that's right.
And of course it's out of stock. You bitches. They did a whole write-up on this though.
Is this the one they hooked up to the
Toolboard, yes.
toolboard?
Yeah,
They
but
gotta
it's
solder
not
it right onto the chip.
Yeah. I think they have it in their docs. Let's go back and see if this finally loaded. It finally loaded, guys. It's got a DIN mount. But what's special about it? That's a lot of money for a stepper driver. That's a lot of money for a stepper driver.
Is it closed or is it just a driver?
No. Smooth, blah, 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 blah. Advanced micro-stepping technology. Oh my gosh. Advanced micro-stepping technology. Let's put a bunch of quotation marks around that. Like,
It has advance.
hmm?
It has advance.
What do you mean it
It's
has
advanced.
advanced?
It's advanced because it advances for you.
Oh, I get you. Yeah, it's got advanced features. What are those advanced features? We don't know.
Advance.
The problem with Beacon is the real estate it needs, in my opinion. Yeah, because it mounts. It's like a large, like flat PCB that like mounts under, normally like behind and under the X gantry. Like that's cool and all, but that's prime real estate right there. You can do a lot of stuff with that real estate. But they did. No, I think it's 3Ds or 3Es. No. They did a write-up on this thing. I just can't see where it is. Go to their forum. And then we'll go to their website. because I believe it's there. Blog. Right here. Finally. So yeah, they broke down the beacon and just got the board. Scanning, da 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 da. And what you got to do is there's 2 pins, 2 points you have to just do a bodge wire to. Like this. But this picture right here makes it look real easy compared to what it really is, because that is a tiny little area you got to work in. And then this is just the breakout. This isn't the primary board, if I'm correct here. I think. Okay, that's the coil there. And I believe you can separate this. Because if we look at the seed, yeah, see, yeah, you can. So I don't know if you looked into this, Chris, but this is quite a bit smaller than what the beacon is. It looks like you might be able to do a lot more with this if you're dealing with tool boards. I don't know what you're doing for controlling stuff. But they ran a standalone tool board on a tool changer. RIP tool changer. But yeah, it's a lot smaller, but you still have to have this whole board somewhere, and I highly doubt you can run this wire very long. But yeah, Duet's got a really cool thing. I don't know. I can't post in chat. Brandon, can you? I'm gonna post this in Discord.
Okay.
And then you can post it so you don't have to search for it. But anyways, now that we've kind of dove down all the rabbit holes of random 3D printing stuff, if anybody has any questions, let us know. We will be back on. Brandon, you good with Thursday?
Yes, Thursday up.
I was hoping to do stuff, or what's it called? I was hoping to do Talos build stuff Thursday. We could probably do frame Thursday. We could probably build a frame or work on a frame on Thursday. But all of the metal parts, the sheet metal parts, are going to the powder coater on Thursday. My powder coater finally is getting back into the shop. So he was he broke his shoulder, but now he's back. So sadly, we won't be building too much or doing that stuff too much because I have to get all that stuff out. But we'll probably do either a frame or a design stream on Thursday. If you guys want to or follow on the Twitter, the Twitch, or subscribe on the YouTubes, whichever one you are on right now. We will be back on Thursday doing some more fun stuff. I also want to kind of go probably Thursday. I got a list. I've been working on a list of 3D printer companies that have disappeared and the really cool things that they did that people need to be aware of in the 3D printing world that these companies left behind, but nobody remembers who did them. So at some point we want to start going over some really cool things that have happened in the industry that we just don't think about that much anymore. Kind of like with G Create just going out, and there's 3D Fuel is kind of no longer 3D Fuel anymore. They're now all licensed to Centium, right, Brent? That's the company down there.
Yes,
So,
sir.
oh, and I heard Claudio. If anybody knows anything about IC3D, Claudio was there. Claudio was the community manager for Lulzbot. Then when Lulzbot became no longer Lulzbot, he left, and then he went to IC3D and was becoming the community guy there and a bunch of marketing guys. But I heard today he left IC3D, and I believe he went over to a laser company.
Wild.
Could you imagine which laser company that might be? Yep.
Yes. Lightburn.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe he went to Lightburn, from what I've been told. But apparently, Lightburn is hiring everybody.
Gonna get me a job. I don't know what to do.
Lightburn is an awesome company. They treat
Oh yeah.
they treat their employees so freaking good. I love I love all those people over there, except for that Spaniard guy. He's just
It's
crazy.
trouble.
Yeah, he's trouble right there. Chris, do you do a lot of laser work or no? If anybody here does laser stuff or uses Lightburn, Lightburn has got the Lightburn Expo going on in Peoria, Illinois. In October, yeah.
Yeah,
You're
no.
going to LBX? Cool. I think Joe keeps telling me I have to go. I don't laser stuff. Joe does a lot of my lasering, but he just wants me to go and hang out. But so I might be there.
I know we gotta cut a bill to hang out.
Yeah.
Isn't it $200?
It's only like 150, I think.
Okay.
Oh,
'Cause I want to go
Lightburn
really bad too.
Expo. I think it's at a. I thought they were going to do it where we do the event, the Peoria Ignite Peoria, but it's not. It's at a hotel, I believe. He was telling me if you don't have tickets if you don't have hotels set up for this already, then from what I understand, they're price gouging.
For this even, huh?
Yeah, because it's at a hotel. It's in 44 days, Brandon. It's only 125.
You gonna do a vendor table?
No, I asked him if I could, and he's like, it's not really light burny stuff. Or it's not very lasery stuff, so it doesn't make sense. So probably just do that. But yeah.
So then we just do the 3-day general admissions.
Yep. So yeah, if anybody here does 3D or laser stuff, you have 44 days, 13 hours, 34 minutes, and 57, 56, 55 seconds to sign up. But the whole group and that'll be hanging out in Peoria is a really cool town too. From what I understand, they're having a shindig at the axe throwing place. So this will be a really cool event to go to. But yeah. Now that we've kind of gone through everything and jumped to my little ADHD brain's desire, we're probably gonna call it a stream for the night. I appreciate everybody coming. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, feel free to ask real quick here. But yeah, we'll see y'all on Thursday for hopefully a build stream. So, all right, guys, y'all have a good night. Take care. Bye.
Peace.